Hey there, wise travelers on the road of life. Before we dive into today's life-saving countdown, take a second to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell, because the tips you're about to hear could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. Now, a quick but important note before we begin. This video is for information only. We're not your doctor, though between us, we're probably better at explaining things your doctor might rush through in 5 minutes. Always follow your healthcare provider's advice when it comes to your personal medical care. Think of us as your friendly co-pilot on this health journey, here to help you steer clear of danger zones, not replace your mechanic. All right, let's talk about that incredible machine inside your chest, your heart. If you're over 60, that little muscle has been faithfully thumping away for around 2.5 billion beats already. 2.5 billion. That's like driving an old classic car that still runs beautifully, but maybe the engine sputters now and then if you skip an oil change or two. Your heart has powered you through love, laughter, stress, vacations, and possibly even a few dance moves you'd rather not talk about. But what happens when that loyal engine suddenly misfires and you're all alone? It's a scary thought. Most of us imagine heart attacks as something that happens to other people. But the truth is, it's surprisingly common and often happens when no one else is around. The good news? You have more control than you think. There are clear, simple actions you can take to dramatically increase your odds of surviving until help arrives. So today we're breaking down the 7 must-know tips to survive a heart attack when you're by yourself. We'll cover what to do, what not to do, and a few surprising things most people get completely wrong. And yes, we'll keep it light and easy to follow, because panic is literally the last thing your heart needs right now. Ready? Deep breath. Let's give your heart the attention and protection it truly deserves. Number 7. Recognize the quiet heart attack. It's not always a movie scene. Hollywood really did us dirty on this one. In the movies, a heart attack always looks dramatic. Someone suddenly clutches their chest, gasps in agony, collapses to the floor, and someone else yells, "Call 911!" as an emotional soundtrack swells. But in real life, it's often much quieter, sneakier, and easier to dismiss. According to the American Heart Association, nearly half of all heart attacks come with mild or atypical symptoms. And this is especially true for older adults and women. That means no cinematic collapse, no lightning bolt of pain, and no dramatic gasp. Instead, it might just feel off, a little weird, almost easy to ignore. So what does that look like? Here's what your body might be trying to tell you. Chest pressure or tightness, like someone parked a heavy grocery bag on your chest, not stabbing pain. Discomfort in the jaw, neck, shoulder, or arm, sometimes on the left side, but not always. Shortness of breath, even when you're not exerting yourself. Lightheadedness, dizziness, or nausea. Cold sweats or clammy skin that seems to come out of nowhere, or just a vague, nagging sense that something isn't right. That last one is important. Many survivors later say, "I just had this strange feeling." Your body knows before your brain catches up, so trust those early whispers. Here's the hard truth. Waiting it out can be deadly. Studies from the National Institutes of Health show that every minute without treatment increases the amount of permanent heart muscle damage. On average, people wait 3 hours before seeking help, often because they're unsure it's serious. But your heart can't afford that delay. Think of your heart like an engine. When the oil light comes on, you don't keep driving and hope it turns off. You pull over, you check it, you take action. The same logic applies here. And let's clear something up. This isn't just a men's problem. Women over 60 are more likely to experience a silent or atypical heart attack, meaning symptoms show up as fatigue, nausea, or back pain, rather than crushing chest pain. That's why awareness is everything. If you even suspect something's wrong, assume it's your heart. Don't wait to see if it passes. Don't tell yourself it's indigestion or stress. Don't try to walk it off. The "I'll be fine" mentality has put far too many people in hospital beds, or worse. Because honestly, it's far better to have a paramedic roll their eyes and tell you it was just gas than to have your obituary start with, "They thought it was gas." So, the next time your body sends a weird signal, listen. It could be whispering a warning your future self will thank you for hearing. Now, suppose you do start feeling those symptoms and you are alone. What's the very first physical move you should make? The one that can buy you precious minutes before help arrives. Let's talk about that at number 6. Number 6. Call 911 first. Don't play hero. If you're alone and think you're having a heart attack, your first reaction might be, "I'll just drive myself to the hospital. It's faster." Wrong move. The CDC notes that calling emergency services is always faster and far safer than self-transport. Why? Paramedics bring defibrillators, oxygen, and medications that can literally keep you alive before you reach the ER. So the first physical action, grab your phone, call 911 immediately, and put it on speakerphone. That way, you can follow dispatcher instructions hands-free. If you can't reach your phone, try using voice commands. "Hey Siri, call emergency," or "Okay Google, call 911." Most smartphones can do it even if locked. Here's another underrated move. Unlock your front door and sit near it. That simple step saves responders crucial time. Many emergency crews report delays because doors are locked, and breaking them down wastes precious minutes. Now, what if you can't talk clearly or are fading fast? Some smartwatches and phones, like Apple, Samsung, and Fitbit models, have Auto Emergency SOS. Press and hold the side button to trigger it. And yes, it's okay to panic a little, but do it after you hit 911. Once help's on the way, what's next? You've called, you're alone. How do you keep yourself stable while you wait? That's where number 5 steps in. Number 5, chew, don't swallow. An aspirin, if you can safely take it. This one's small, cheap, and massively effective. The American Heart Association says that if you're not allergic and have no medical reason to avoid it, chewing one regular 325 milligrams aspirin at the first sign of a heart attack can help stop the clot from growing. Emphasis on chewing, not swallowing whole, because that gets it into your bloodstream faster. Aspirin works by thinning the blood, reducing the blockage that starves the heart of oxygen. Studies show it can cut the risk of death from heart attack by up to 23% if taken promptly. Here's how to do it right. Sit down, don't stand or walk around. We'll get to why in a minute. Chew the aspirin slowly with a sip of water. Call emergency services first. Remember number 6? Then take it. Don't reach for your daily coated aspirin. The enteric coating delays absorption. If you only have that kind, chew it anyway. And no, don't try to stack multiple pills like a poker bet. One is plenty. If you take prescription blood thinners, skip this step unless your doctor has told you otherwise. So, you've called 911, take an aspirin. But what about positioning your body so your heart has the best chance to keep up the fight? That's where tip number 4 comes in. Number 4, sit down, stay calm, and breathe like a Jedi. Your heart is in distress. So your number 1 job right now is to not make it work any harder than it has to. Every heartbeat counts, and the calmer and more efficient you can make those beats, the better your odds of staying conscious and stable until help arrives. According to the Cleveland Clinic, the best position during a suspected heart attack is seated, slightly reclined, with your back supported and your knees bent. This position helps reduce strain on your heart and improves blood flow. If you're lying flat, your breathing becomes harder and blood can pool in the lungs. If you're standing, gravity works against you. You might faint or even collapse, which adds another set of problems. So here's what you do. If you're in a chair, lean slightly forward and rest your forearms on your thighs. That simple posture opens up your chest and helps your lungs take in oxygen more easily. If you're on the floor, prop yourself up against a wall, a sofa, or even a sturdy table leg with a pillow or rolled towel supporting your back. The idea is to keep your upper body slightly upright but comfortable, never flat. Now comes the mental part, and it's just as important as the physical one. This is the moment where panic tries to crash the party. Your brain goes into overdrive, adrenaline floods your system, and your heart starts pounding even harder. That's the opposite of what you need right now. So take control of your breath. Think of it as your emergency override switch. Here's how. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 2 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds, like you're gently blowing out birthday candles. This kind of deep, controlled breathing sends a powerful signal to your body. Stand down. We're okay. According to Harvard Health, this technique can drop your heart rate by up to 10 beats per minute in less than 2 minutes. That's like turning down the flame on a pot that's about to boil over. And here's a bonus. Focusing on your breathing keeps your mind busy. Instead of spiraling into panic, you're giving yourself a rhythm to follow. Remember, your goal isn't to fix the heart attack yourself. Your goal is to buy time, calm, steady, oxygen-rich time, until the professionals arrive. But what if things suddenly get worse? What if your vision blurs, your hearing fades, and you feel yourself about to lose consciousness? Is there anything you can do in those final seconds to fight back? That's where our controversial tip number 3 comes in. Number 3, cough CPR, the internet myth. That's half true. You've probably seen the viral chain messages or social media posts, the ones that say, if you're having a heart attack and you're alone, just cough hard and repeatedly until help arrives. It sounds simple, empowering, and dramatic. Who wouldn't want to think that a few heroic coughs could save your life? Unfortunately, as with many things on the internet, it's not quite that simple. Here's the truth. The American Heart Association and other major medical authorities do not recommend cough CPR for ordinary heart attacks. It's not part of any recognized emergency guideline for people outside a hospital. In fact, cough CPR is only used in very specific medical situations, typically in hospitals, under direct supervision, when patients are on cardiac monitors and dealing with a certain type of arrhythmia, abnormal heart rhythm. In those controlled settings, the medical team can see exactly what's happening and guide the patient through the process. But there is a tiny kernel of truth hiding under the myth. If you're alone and you suddenly feel dizzy or sense that you're about to lose consciousness, a strong, forceful cough or two may help, very briefly. When you cough deeply, it temporarily raises pressure inside your chest, which can momentarily boost blood flow to the brain and heart. Think of it like giving your circulatory system a quick manual reset, but it only buys you a few seconds, not minutes. So yes, a couple of strong coughs might help delay fainting, but they won't fix a heart attack, and there's certainly no substitute for calling 911, taking aspirin, or following the other steps we've already covered. In fact, those viral posts can be dangerous because they make people think they can cough their way through a cardiac emergency instead of getting actual help. Every second counts during a heart attack, and spending those seconds trying to perform DIY CPR could mean the difference between survival and tragedy. Here's the takeaway. Only cough if you feel yourself about to pass out and you've already followed the previous steps, called 911, taken aspirin, and sat in the right position. Otherwise, focus on slow breathing and conserving energy. Your heart's working overtime, so you don't need to add extra strain. All right, so cough CPR is mostly a myth, more internet hype than hospital-approved advice. But what if things do take a turn for the worse? What if your heart suddenly stops and you collapse completely? Is there any way to boost your odds before it's too late? That's where tip number 2 comes in, the one thing that can truly bring you back from the brink. Number 2, train your circle, because survival isn't a solo sport. Here's a harsh statistic. According to the AHA, over 350,000 cardiac arrests occur outside hospitals in the US each year. The survival rate? Less than 12%, unless someone nearby performs CPR immediately. That's why surviving a heart attack alone actually starts before it happens. You need to train your people. Whether you live with a spouse, adult kids, or even just friendly neighbors, make sure they all know basic CPR and how to use an AED, automated external defibrillator. Many community centers, YMCAs, and even libraries now host free or low-cost CPR classes, often less than 90 minutes long. If you live truly alone, consider getting a medical alert system. Not the "I've fallen and can't get up" kind, though those work too, but newer smartwatch-style devices that auto-detect heart irregularities and call help when you can't. For instance, Apple's AFib detection and Fitbit's irregular rhythm notification have already saved thousands of lives, according to user reports and emergency response data. These devices aren't gimmicks. They're your digital guardian angels. And here's a mindset piece. Talk about it. Don't make heart health taboo or awkward. The more people know your risk, the faster they can act. So yes, the real trick to surviving a heart attack alone is making sure you aren't really alone when it happens. Speaking of which, The #1 way to survive a heart attack alone actually starts long before it hits. Let's close strong with tip number 1. Number 1. Prevention is the real power move. You know what's easier than surviving a heart attack alone? Not having one in the first place. It sounds obvious, but it's worth repeating, because prevention isn't flashy. It doesn't make headlines or dramatic movie moments, but it's quietly heroic. According to the CDC, up to 80% of heart attacks are preventable through lifestyle choices and proper management of health conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol. That means most heart attacks aren't bad luck. They're the result of habits we can change. So, what does real-world prevention actually look like? It's not about going full vegan monk or buying every supplement your cousin swears by. It's about small, doable actions that add up to massive results over time. Move more. The American Heart Association recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate physical activity per week. That's just 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. You don't need to run marathons. Walking the dog, tending to your garden, swimming, or dancing in your kitchen all count. The goal is consistency, not competition. Movement keeps your blood flowing, strengthens your heart muscle, and lowers blood pressure. It's like giving your heart a daily tune-up. Eat smart. Forget fad diets. Think colorful plates. Fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains should dominate your grocery cart. The Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, nuts, fish, and fresh produce, has been shown to reduce heart attack risk by up to 30%. Basically, eat like you live on the Italian coast, minus the cigarettes and stress. Know your numbers. Keep track of your blood pressure. Aim for under 120/80, cholesterol and blood sugar levels. If they're high, take action early. Prevention is easier when you know what you're preventing. Quit smoking. Even if you've been lighting up for decades, it's not too late. The moment you quit, your heart starts healing. And within a year, your heart attack risk drops dramatically. Manage stress. Chronic stress can raise your heart attack risk as much as high cholesterol, so find your calm. Meditate, paint, garden, or, if all else fails, yell at your football team on TV. Just release the tension. Here's the mindset secret. Prevention isn't about restriction. It's about investing in more tomorrows. Every walk, every healthy meal, every deep laugh literally gives your heart another reason to keep beating strong. If you enjoyed this video, or just realized you should probably keep a bottle of aspirin in your kitchen drawer next to the coffee mugs, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Trust me, your future self and your heart will thank you. We've got plenty more senior-friendly health, wellness, and travel tips coming your way every single week, all designed to keep you informed, confident, and living life to the fullest. Because let's face it, getting older isn't about slowing down. It's about getting smarter about how you live. And remember, this isn't about fear. It's about power. The power to stay calm when your body throws you a curveball. The power to act smart when seconds count. And the power to live long enough to laugh with your grandkids and maybe even make fun of your doctor's golf swing while you're at it. So take a deep breath. Give your heart a little credit for all those billions of beats and treat it with the respect it deserves. Stay safe, stay heart smart, and until next time, take care of yourself, because your heart's been taking care of you for a very, very long time.